What's up everybody? Welcome back to another full day of eating. I'm Derek from Simnett Nutrition, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my meals. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, thanks for coming back for yet another one of these full day of eating. And you guys already know what these videos are all about. So the idea with these videos is just to give you some ideas, some motivation, some inspiration on different plant-based meals and recipes that you can cook at home. So I always try and keep my recipes and my meals nice and simple, using common foods that everybody can find and using mostly whole foods, which I think is important. And that is how I'm starting the day off today. It doesn't get more whole than fresh fruit. So it's coming to the end of summer and it is peach season. I absolutely love peaches. I don't know about you guys, but they are like one of my absolute favorite fruits. I'm not sure if it is because I just love them so much or because they're like only around for maybe a few weeks of the year, or at least seasonally. But man, they're the best. So this is often how I like to start my mornings, with just a little bit of fruit and a whole bunch of water. Just get some nice energy, some hydration for the day, because soon I'm going to be heading outside, having a workout in my backyard, and I'm definitely gonna bring you guys along. And I've actually made some crazy adjustments to the backyard. So most of you guys will know that I have a pretty fun and crazy setup in the backyard, but we actually had my sister and my nephews over here last week, and they're pretty wild kids, and we made some pretty crazy adjustments to the backyard. So I'm gonna eat these peaches and get out there, and I'm gonna show you guys just what we've created, because it's pretty wild. So I was gonna take this down once my nephews left, but man, like, play is so important and I have so much fun on this, so I just kind of left it up. I'm actually gonna kick my shoes off. So yeah, once you get up here, you can pretty much just do whatever you want, but I think the most fun thing is just to kind of do a big old backdrop. It's wild. One more. Man, it looks so high from up here. All right, that's crazy, but this gets even more fun. Let me show you this. So I had the idea of, like, why don't we create like a Tarzan swing from up here? Keep in mind, I was doing this with like 11 and 14-year-old. I'm not just out here in the backyard doing this on my own. Well, I'm doing it on my own, but I'm not coming up with these ideas on my own. That would have happened when I was on it. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh my gosh, here, one more. Oh my gosh. Holy. Wow. So yeah, we have a little bit of fun back here. All right, I gotta warm up, do my workout, but thank you, Crystal, for filming the madness. So I just want to give you guys an idea of what it looks like from up here. It's actually kind of sketch, if you couldn't tell already. So this is what you're looking at. Man, I am just such a big kid at heart. I don't know if I'm ever gonna grow up and stop doing this kind of stuff, but I hope not. But I definitely do have to do some more adult-like things. One of those things is working out. So I'm gonna get into that now. And I think I'm pretty good and warmed up. I might warm up my wrists and my shoulders like a little bit more, but man, a few jumps on the trampoline, especially those ones, get me going. So one thing that I do a little bit differently with my at-home workouts compared to when I work out at the gym is I like to set my workouts up into kind of a circuit style workout. And that's just because I find that it keeps me like more engaged, keeps my heart rate up, keeps me interested, and keeps me moving. Otherwise, you know, I start like looking around at the garden and, you know, I just want to like, you know, pick some tomatoes or water this or, you know, trim that or whatever. So that's why I do the circuit style workouts at home. And I do find it to be really effective. And what I'll often do is I'll combine like one big movement, like dips or something like that, with an isolation movement, and then maybe something for the core. And then I will just do like, you know, 3, 4, 5 circuits like that of various movements. And yeah, after about an hour and 20 minutes of that, I am all done and ready for that post-workout meal. All right, so just came in from the workout and I'm gonna have a smoothie. No surprises here, but you guys know I love it. It helps me recover well, gets all the good foods into me that I want, so I'm not gonna change today. So I'll start off with a couple fairly ripe bananas. Usually I like them to be a little spottier than this, but you gotta work with what you got. And then I'm also gonna add a couple pitted medjool dates. I love the sweetness that these give a smoothie, and good bump to the calories as well. Some frozen berries. Maybe that's too many berries. Nah. And then probably about, I don't know, just like a heaping teaspoon, maybe 2 of hemp seeds. It's obviously good for the omega-3 fatty acids, but also a good source of protein as well. And iron. And then sometimes I do this, I don't know if I've showed you guys, but just a small handful of frozen green peas. I know it seems like kind of a weird addition to a smoothie, but they blend right up in there. You don't notice them. It's more nutrition, more variety. Can't lose. And I've also got a scoop of protein powder here. This is the Vivo Life Perform Salted Maca Caramel. Probably my favorite flavor. One of my 2 favorites. The other is the vanilla. And also some creatine. So I've probably got about 4 grams, 5 grams there. Almost forgot something. So I almost forgot to add the greens. You guys know I always like to put some greens into my smoothie. So today it's gonna be cilantro. I love putting herbs in here because I don't mind the flavor, and herbs are like so powerful, so good for us. However, I don't tend to eat a lot of them, outside of my smoothies. I'm not making a salad of like cilantro or parsley or anything like that. So that's why I always like to dump them in here. But I am gonna wash them first. It's funny how many comments I get from you guys saying, do you not wash your fruits and vegetables? Do you not wash your berries and all that sort of stuff? But I generally just cut that part out of the video because you guys probably don't want to see me washing all my food. Maybe you do, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go full on with this one since we're here. Might as well hit it with a little of that turmeric black pepper combo. So good for helping with inflammation. And if you guys follow my stories, you'll know that I rolled my ankle pretty bad recently. So I'm okay to walk on it now and walk around and everything, but it's definitely very sore and very painful. I've just wrecked my ankles so many times in my life that, they just don't come back very easily. But hopefully this helps. And then just water. Of course you could use, your favorite non-dairy milk or whatever, but water is nice and cheap. Oh yeah. So I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there just being like, what does that taste like to him? Like with the cilantro, we've got turmeric in there, there's like frozen peas. Oh man, but you know what? I actually love it. I think it tastes great. You can't really taste those things. Of course, there's like little hints of the earthiness from, the green peas and a bit of weirdness from the turmeric. But, for me, it's worth it and I enjoy it. I don't have to just like, guzzle it down like I'm gagging or anything like that. I definitely enjoy these. They make me feel great. And let's face it, I'm not gonna be eating all this nutritious food separately if it's not all blended up with a bunch of sweet fruit and protein powder. All right, I'm gonna drink this. I've got some work to do on the computer. I'm gonna just chill out for a little bit and I'll meet you guys back in here soon for lunch. I already know what I'm making and it is gonna be fire. You guys probably saw it in the thumbnail already, so you know too. All right, so back in the kitchen making lunch, and you guys saw what I've already got started. So I've got a little bit of tempeh bacon that I just sauteed up really quickly, and then I've got some sprouted whole grain toast. Now it was bread, now it's toast, and obviously I'm gonna be making a vegan version of a BLT. So I'm not a fan of dry sandwiches, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this Vegenaise on here first, just a really thin little layer of it. Makes the sandwiches so much better. But of course, if you want to avoid this, you could. If you have a bit of ripe avocado, which I don't have right now, I would definitely be putting it on here instead. And then on this side, just a bunch of Susie's spicy brown mustard. A few thin slices of onion on here too. They're actually not that thin, but I just wasn't very good at cutting today for some reason. And I've got some nice homegrown tomato here. It's actually not grown by me though. This one's grown by Crystal's mom. She brought a bunch over the other day. A little fresh pepper on the tomato. Then I'll add the tempeh bacon over on this side, I think. So this tempeh bacon is from a company called Light Life. And I've got a little bit of this like applewood smoked cheese still left over, not very much, but I'm gonna put a few slices of this on there. Wow, this is gonna be good. Just really thin slices. So I'm actually just gonna fire this in the oven under the broiler for just, I don't know, like 2-3 minutes just to melt everything, get the tomatoes nice and like warmed up, and then I'll put on the lettuce, put it all together. All right, I can't believe how well this cheese melts. Like, that is pretty crazy. I definitely almost burned it. It was only in there for a few seconds. All right, I'm gonna take a bite before this all falls apart. Okay, so wow, yeah, this is pretty amazing, as I'm sure you guys guessed. Man, the garden fresh tomatoes are so good in here, and then like the thin slices of onion just hit you and it's like, whoa, man, couldn't be any better. So I know not everybody's gonna be able to find the tempeh bacon, and I know not everyone's fond of the taste of just like plain old tempeh. So it's actually like really easy to make yourself. I've done a video in the past. I'll try and put one of those like cards or links or whatever up in the corner. Basically, you just slice up the tempeh and it's all about the marinade. So you just wanna have some like liquid smoke or maybe smoked paprika if you don't have that. A little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, some maple syrup, and then maybe like a little bit of soy sauce, tamari, Bragg soy seasoning, something like that. Just mix it up, marinate it for a little while, and yeah, it'll taste just like this. So good. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna go sit down and eat this, do a few other things, and then I'm not sure if I'm gonna like go outside, do any exercise or anything like that before dinner, but if I do, I'll bring you guys along. If not, I'll see you guys back in here. We'll make some dinner. Oh, Lord, look at all these blackberries. What the heck? Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. Oh my gosh. So I just decided to come out on my bike for a quick little ride in the forest here before dinner, but I got quickly distracted by the abundance of blackberries that are out right now. Man, and they're so sweet. Oh man. Man, there's nothing better than free food. It's just so crazy to me that so much of this just, eventually will go to waste. I mean, of course it'll like go into the ground, but like just look at all the berries everywhere. I guess the birds will get some of them. The worms will get some of the others. What can you do? You gotta eat my share though. All right, so I know you guys are used to seeing me out on my mountain bike, but today I decided to come out on my road bike. Well, actually, I'm kind of trying to make it more like a gravel bike, they call it. But yeah, this is what it is. So basically, what a gravel bike is, or what I've decided my gravel bike is just a road bike frame, and then I put like some knobby tires on it that can kind of like deal with the trails and they don't get flats so easily. So it is so much fun out here. What I found was that my big full suspension mountain bike is like amazing for, when I'm going down hills and the rougher stuff. But when I'm out here on just like these kind of trails, just like riding around the neighborhood and stuff, I want something that's like super fast where I can just get a whole bunch of different places and have some fun. This bike definitely is. It is so fast, especially on like gravel trails. So anyways, just thought I'd show you guys. It's so much fun, and it was really cheap. I mean, you can see it's not like a high-end bike or anything like that. I think I got, the whole thing was about like 300 bucks. This is years and years ago, and I used to ride it back and forth to school and my jobs and everything, and I just put it in the garage. It sat for a long time, but I just recently redid like all the handlebar tape and the brake levers and brake cables and everything, so everything is like just working so well on it right now. Anyways, let's get back on it, go for a quick ride. The sun's going down. Gotta get back and make some dinner. Man, this bike is so old school. So another thing I have going on here is these like baskets that you gotta put your feet into. It's kind of sketchy because obviously if you like start to fall, it's kind of hard to get your feet out. But
you get used to them, you just pull them straight back, and you get so much power because you can pull up with one foot while you're pushing down with the other, and your feet don't like slide off the pedals at all if you're going along bumpy stuff like this. All right, let's rip. Okay, this part's fun. It's so narrow. Whoa. Yeah, there's another quirk of this bike. The gear levers are right here. But again, you get used to it. It actually works really well. Oh, I love this part of the trail. It's always so lush and green, even during like our driest season, which is right now. All right, just making a quick stop to test my balance on the old tetanus special slack line. I like this thing, actually. It's really fun. Woo! The trick with the slack line is to control your breathing. Ooh, turn. Oh.
All right, so I just got back from my bike ride, and while I was out, I was actually cooking dinner. I was smart enough to think ahead. I knew I was gonna be hungry when I got home, and put a bunch of stuff into the Instant Pot. So I guess this is kind of like a brown rice, lentil, veggie kind of stew that I made. I'm not too sure. I just started throwing random stuff in there, and it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. It smells amazing, so let me show you guys how I made this. So the first thing I did was I added some long grain brown rice and some French lentils to the Instant Pot. So I just gave them a quick rinse under the tap, just to, I don't know why, but they say to rinse them first, so I did it. And then I used the old first knuckle trick to measure the liquid. And you guys know I like to use this trick, and I think it works pretty well. Pretty much every time, 60% of the time, it works. And then to season it, I added some marinara, you know, just some like red pasta sauce. It's a really easy way to season a dish like this. Salsa also works really well. Then I added a little bit more flavor in the form of the twin pillars. You guys know this as garlic and onion powder. It's a really easy way to, you know, make a meal taste like you know what you're doing in the kitchen. Then I just chopped up some veggies. So I started with some sweet potato, then potato, carrot, onion, and Crystal's mom brought over a bunch of tomatoes from her garden the other day, so I'm just trying to use up as many tomatoes as I can. That was kind of the idea behind this. So I'm just gonna throw a bunch of those in there, and then that's it. Just hit the bean and chili button for about 14 minutes, and then I went on my bike ride, and here we are now. It's all done. So this is a lot of food. I'm sure you guys have noticed, and it's obviously not all for dinner tonight. So what I do when I make like a big Instant Pot meal like this is I just cook a ton of food. Like it doesn't really take much more time to chop up a few extra veggies or pour a little bit of extra rice or extra lentils or whatever in there. And it takes pretty much the same time to cook. So why not make a ton? And then what I'll do is just put it into some like Tupperware containers, put it in the fridge, and if I notice after like a couple days I'm not getting through all of it, probably put some of it in the freezer as well, and then you can just thaw it out whenever you need a quick meal. So you guys know I always like to have some sort of like raw food, greens, salad, raw veggies, whatever it is with most of my meals, or I try to at least, especially dinner. So I'm just gonna put together a really quick salad, and then I'm gonna make a really delicious dressing, and it's a little bit different than the ones I usually show you guys, so I'm excited to share this one with you. I think you're gonna like it. All right, so I'm gonna be making kind of a red pepper tahini dressing, I guess. I wanted to use cashews. I was trying not to use tahini again in this video because I know I always make tahini dressings and you guys say your stuff's getting repetitive. But we didn't have any cashews, so it is gonna be tahini based. But you could use, you know, sort of the equivalent amount of just soaked cashews. It would work totally fine. All right, so red pepper dressing. First thing you wanna do is kind of take all the seeds and the other stuff out of the pepper. I don't know what you'd call this. Deboning the pepper, de-seeding it, I don't know. And if you really wanted to make this super tasty, you could actually like roast these in the oven or under the broiler in the air fryer or something like that. And then just a pitted medjool date. Of course, you could use anything else you wanted to sweeten this. I'm gonna be using some fresh garlic for this, so I think I'll probably use maybe 3 cloves, pretty small. I don't like all this stuff. You're too close to me. I need my space. Move. Move. And you guys always ask, why do you use garlic powder and not fresh garlic? This is definitely one of the reasons. So 2 or 3 cloves of fresh garlic, a little bit of onion powder. Onion powder has a much deeper flavor than just fresh onions, so this one you can't really duplicate with just fresh onions, but if you can't find onion powder, you can always leave it out. And then the tahini. I don't know how much that's, probably 2 tablespoons and 1 on the cutting board. Dang. So I'm gonna be using the juice from this lemon here, but one thing that I also like to do when I'm using a lemon for a dressing is to use some of the zest, because that's got so much lemony flavor in it, more so than the juice even. The juice is really tangy, has that acidic flavor, but it doesn't taste as much like lemon as the zest does. So it's always good, cut up a little bit of that, but you want to cut it off as thinly as you can. I know that there are lemon zesters out there. I know some of you guys are commenting that right now. In fact, I probably have one. But this works really well too. And then just to help out the blender to make sure it gets all blended smooth, you just want to cut it up a little bit, because it can be tough for some blenders. You probably want to use organic lemons for this as well. So we're almost ready to blend this up. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Herbamere spicy sea salt to it. Of course, you could use just any old table salt or tamari or soy sauce, something like that, just something salty. And then I'm just gonna use a splash or 2 of water for the base. All right, let's see how this tastes. Ooh, it's good. Yeah, really good. So, I think this will be quite nice. So I just gotta plate it up, and it's time to eat. All right, so let me try this out. I'll let you guys know how it is. I have not tasted the Instant Pot stew kind of dealy thing at all, so this will be my authentic reaction. Okay, it's good. For my taste, I could definitely use a little bit of salt or something, but it's really good. There's lots of flavor there for sure. You can definitely taste the tomato sauce and all the herbs and everything that are in there. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that Instant Pot stew is amazing. I never regret making the Instant Pot meals, holy. All right, so I think that's probably it for this video. Another full day of eating in the books. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely, if you got something out of it, if you got a recipe or some enjoyment or a laugh or anything out of it, please hit the like button. It definitely helps me out a lot in the algorithms, and I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, so you can see more of me. We can meet again. Thanks if you've already subscribed. And definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the day, what kind of recipes you guys would like to see me make. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.
All right, we're coming in pretty spicy here. We're gonna try and duck into the trees, full speed. Woo. Oh, a little jump. Whoa.